All right, so Chapter 6 continued. Two common media programs are Apple iTunes and Windows Media Player. iTunes is a program that's used to organize music and shop for new music, video, or other media files. I imagine that most of you have used iTunes. Windows Media Player is included with Windows, and like iTunes, it can be used to organize and play all of your media files. Media Player has the ability to stream media files and burn CDs of your music, just like iTunes. Okay, so this is a screenshot of iTunes. If for some reason you like to subject yourself to torture, you can subscribe to White House press briefings. And these are videos. Hey, you subscribe, and then you get to watch White House press briefings. Okay? This is just one example of tons and tons of different things you can subscribe to and find on the iTunes store. And note, I mean, there's so much free stuff that isn't this. And that's all I'll say about that. Okay? Connecting your music to the cloud allows you to listen to your favorite songs on any device that has an internet connection. So most of these services are free, but then they offer premium plans that eliminate ads and actually add in more features. Okay. Connections to Facebook, Twitter, and other services make sharing and listening to music a social experience. And we are social we are a social species. We like to share all kinds of different things with people. Speech recognition software converts spoken words to text, which allows you to interact with your system through voice commands. Okay. Current versions of Windows and Mac OS have built-in speech recognition software. So to use some speech recognition software successfully, you actually need to train the programs to recognize your speech patterns. All right. We all speak differently, and some of us mumble, like I sometimes do. I'm trying to be very clear as I record this. We say words differently, we have different intonations, things like that, and so some of this software has to learn how you personally speak. That way it can understand what you're saying, okay? And so the more you use it, the better it gets at getting to know you and how you talk. So that's something I mentioned about Cortana being set up to listen. She listens to you talk, and then that way she can figure out how to better fulfill your every request. Okay. Siri is iPhone's intelligent personal assistant app, and with Siri, you can use natural language to send messages. So I do this way too often. I've gotten too lazy sometimes to even text, so I just hold my phone up to my mouth and talk and send a message that way. Okay. You can ask questions. You can turn Siri into a man or a woman. Mine happens to be a man with an Australian accent. Okay. So Siri doesn't need tedious training. Like, of course, she's gonna get stuff wrong, or he, but that training isn't required. So it's a more advanced technology. Okay. Videos. Let's talk about videos. So right now, an estimated 53% of internet traffic is video, and that number is only expected to rise. Okay. Tons of people watching Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime or whatever, just streaming video. YouTube, gosh, YouTube takes up a huge part of the market as far as video traffic. Okay, there's lots of different ways to create videos. So webcams, you use those in live video chats. They support two-way interaction, like meetings and conversations. Okay, you can record yourself. You can be a vlogger and upload it to YouTube, just talking about your day. And amazingly enough, people like to listen. screen capture. So what I'm doing right now, this video I'm making for you, I'm using a screen capture software. And it's creating a video of what's happening on my computer. So I have this presentation going. I'm manually, going on to the next slide, using my mouse, okay? And I'm actually using Screencast-O-Matic, which is really great free software. So if you want to do any sort of screen capture, totally download this and use it. It's free. It records videos up to 15 minutes, which is a perfect length if you're going to upload to YouTube, things like that. Okay, a lot of people do this like for gamers, so they'll watch people play a game on their computer as the Screencast-O-Matic captures the screen and shows you what they're doing. Webcasting. This is a one-way process. So this refers to either a live or a pre-recorded broadcast. Okay, and this is when you're just sitting there and listening to someone talk. Okay, watching them basically, and it's not face-to-face. Like they're not looking at you. This isn't a sort of Skype conversation. They're just sitting here talking. Okay. Capturing action on the go. So the features of video cameras like megapixels, storage, and zoom are all similar to regular digital cameras. So you may decide that you really do want to focus on video, so you may want to invest in an actual digital video camera. Okay, these have gotten very small and lightweight, very durable, and they allow you to record your activities from your perspective. So like the GoPros, you stick it on your helmet while you go ziplining through the Amazon rainforest, or while you ride your bike, or while you fly your drone, whatever. You can use these little video cameras. So gone are the camcorders of the 80s and 90s that were like giant boom boxes that your dad would hold on his shoulder. Okay, now we have tiny little video cameras. Video editing software comes in a variety of different forms. Some are free, like Microsoft's Movie Maker and Apple's iMovie. And then others are expensive, like Adobe Premiere and Sony Vegas Pro. Okay. Depending on what you're doing. So are you just making like a home video montage for your cousin's graduation? Then you probably don't need to go invest in Adobe Premiere. You're perfectly fine using iMovie or Movie Maker, any other free software you can find. Okay, all this video editing software, whether it's free or costs a bunch of money, is going to capture, edit, and export video. But usually the stuff you pay money for is going to have additional features. Better, right? So including captions, transitions, animations, music, and more. Okay. You can burn these videos to DVD or you can upload them to the web. And like I said, YouTube is the most popular video sharing site on the entire web. Okay. So analog versus digital. This could be like the great hipster debate of 2000, probably like 15 or so. But anyway, analog versus digital. We're talking about different signals, okay? The difference is the way in which the data is encoded and transmitted. In an analog device, data is converted into continuous electronic waves or pulses. Okay, so you hear this, for some reason it's illegible, but this says analog signal, and here's our nice up and down, continuous sound waves, okay? So this is the kind of thing you're going to see like in your telephone. I'm talking about like a landline phone, okay? In older TVs, in your CRT monitors, so those big giant monitors we talked about in previous chapters. This is the kind of signal we see here. Maybe you like to listen to records, okay? Listening to records, getting this nice up and down, soothing sound wave, right? Digital, digital signals, are represented by a series of zeros and ones because that's how computers understand it, okay? Zeros and ones, zeros and ones. And they have this sort of like, square sort of shape, okay? The plus side, these can actually carry more data and they're a lot less prone to interference. So you're not going to have that sort of staticky stuff happening when you're listening to digital sound, okay? Both are great. Records are great. MP3s are great. I can fit I don't know what, 5,000 songs in my pocket, whereas my partner is trying to fit 5,000 records into our hallway, okay? So, it's up to you, personal preference. I like them both. They say really the only difference is what kind of equipment you have to listen to your music. That's what really matters, more than whether it's analog or digital. Portable media players, so you don't really see too much on iPods lately, but because we have this on our phones, right? We don't need to have a separate device really anymore. Handheld devices that allow you to carry thousands of songs, podcasts, photos, videos, and games. See, this guy has strapped on his arm. It looks a little thick, so this is probably like it's a picture from a few years ago. So you put it on, you go for your morning run, listen to your music, and burn those calories. Smartphones are multifunction devices that blend phone, PDA, that stands for Personal Digital Assistant, and portable media player features. These are extremely popular, right, in both the business and personal markets. Basically, they're just tiny little computers that we carry in our pockets that we can actually talk to people on, like on the phone. Okay, the current 4G network has data transfer speeds that rival our home connections. So this allows us to watch TV, video chat, and play online games, all from the comfort of our phone. Tablets are great if you can afford one. iPads are beautiful and amazing. But they're crazy expensive, at least in my humble opinion. So you can get any sort of tablet. I mean, you can get a Kindle for like $79, Amazon Fire tablet. Those work fine as well. Okay? Tablets fall somewhere between a notebook and a smartphone. These handheld devices can be multifunctional devices or dedicated e-readers and can cost under $100 to nearly $1,000. Tablets have an LCD screen. They have pretty decent battery life. They have built-in Wi-Fi, and some of them have possibly 3G or 4G cellular connectivity, depending on if you got it like through your cell phone service provider. Okay, so they're really great for travel. And then, just like on your phone, there's tons of apps that you can download to your devices. The App Store, the Apple App Store, has more than 1 million apps. So that's chapter 6. Pretty simple chapter. If you have any questions, let's talk about them. And I'll see you for chapter 7.